Hi guys, welcome to webinar number 3. Really excited about this particular set of questions. Remember, we post up webinars and present webinars every month for those who are part of the Singing Tips Facebook group. So thank you so much to the questions that were put forward by Roxanne Marie, and so much guys. Guys, keep those questions because they're really interesting. They help us all to learn, and they help us all become better singers as well. So the two questions that we're going to be looking at are, where do we sing from? Do we sing, or do we sing from the diaphragm? This is a question that I get quite a lot, and it's a good question because there's so much information, and sometimes it can feel a little bit like we get a bit lost. Okay, so I want to just try and add a little bit of science, a little bit of fact, a little bit of education, and that can help you understand this amazing singing instrument, which is a system. It's a whole system of different things and a synergy of a lot of different muscles working together in order to help you achieve singing and talking. Okay, so let's go straight to, I'm going to share my screen here. Bear with me whilst I deal with the technology. Okay, so I need to share my screen with you, and in order for me to do that, let me get that over there. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to share my screen with you shortly, and we'll start with these 3 things that I think are very important in understanding where we sing from. Okay, so keep bearing with me, guys, keep bearing with me. Okay, so present to everyone, that's what I want to do. Okay, so hoping you can all see this. Okay, so basically, let's look at 3 major things, 3 major components regarding singing. Okay, the first thing you've got to understand is the power source. Now, the power source is where the air is basically stored. It's basically your lungs, and the lungs are basically the powering source for your voice. Okay, so this, without the lungs, you're not going to get any air to actually cause the vibration of the vocal folds. Okay, so you have to understand that where your air comes from, and even having exercises that really work on your breathing and your diaphragm and your lung power is so important. This is the power source. This is the powering source of your voice. This is where the voice gets a lot of its energy and power and ability to function. It's from this area here, your lungs. Okay, so this is the power source. Then you've got to recognize this, the vibratory source. So without this section, you're still not going to get any singing or any phonation at all. So the air that's coming from your power source has to connect with something. Like 2 things have to touch, doesn't matter what those 2 things are, in order to create sound. And in the human body, it's these vocal folds. Okay, so this is where the vibration happens, and it's so important. So the air connects or engages with the vibration of your vocal folds and actually helps it to vibrate, and then we get that sound wave, which is sound. Okay, so we've looked at the power source and the vibratory source, and then you get the 3rd section, which is the resonating source. So I want you to think about a trumpet, and I love using this analogy. when I take the mouthpiece off the trumpet and I blow into it, I'll get that kind of a sound. Once I put the mouthpiece back onto the bell of the trumpet, I'll get like a ba, yeah? That brass instrument, it resonates a particular frequency, a particular quality, and that is what makes up the sound of a trumpet. Now, the bigger the instrument, the difference in the sound. The smaller the instrument, the difference in the sound. But the vibrating source is always the same. The is always going to be there. As long as it's there, the resonating source will take care of the quality of sound that you get. Okay, so those are the three components: the power source, the lungs, the air. Then you have the vibratory source, which is your vocal folds, and then you have the resonating source, which is all the different spaces around your nose, as you can see there, around your tongue area, just down where the epiglottis is and the vocal cords are, that whole area, the trachea. Scientists refer to a lot of the terminology that is alluding to the resonating source. They call it the filter. We can call it the vocal tract. So the vocal tract and the spaces around the vocal tract, being the the pharynx, the larynx area, the mouth, the bits above your mouth and the nasal cavities, all those areas, even areas of the chest, those are your resonating sources. Okay, so I'm going to come out of my screen share for a moment and put it back. So that you have the power source, by the which is your